Okay, so here we are in the vertical assembly building. Usually not recording these assembly videos, but well, all these videos are for my own documentation primarily, so let's do this. We're gonna build an automated addition to the Munar orbiting space station. It needs another module. It needs some more fuel up there, both regular propellant and also some extra amount of propellant. So let's just build something fairly quickly and see how this will work out. I will pause the recording after assembly because I'll probably have to relaunch things because the staging is not as it should be for the first regular 5 launches or so. So anyway, let's start with the control. And for the automated versions, I usually always go with the Octo 2. So let's see. And well, this won't be very pretty, I guess. So let's just start with a fuel tank right underneath, perhaps. Oh, let's put a battery on top first. Oh, it's so small. Let's put one of these underneath. Okay, so battery, good. Next, fuel tank. So now I want to build the module for just that's just gonna be docked to the station, and minimal fuel should be wasted on actually getting there from this stage. So it's not gonna be too big. Let's see. Not sure what size I'm gonna go with. Maybe something like this, and of course the coupling will be a large docking port. But maybe this is too small. How large is this? 180 and 220. Maybe we should go one step up. So this is 400 just liquid. Let's go with this, and need some monopropellant. The RCS will just pop this on underneath. It's 120, so let's pop 2 of those underneath. And the docking should be actually gonna place the docking on top of everything. And this is not for transferring, this is just for docking. So put that on top like that, and have some kind of small engine for just minor adjustments when rendezvousing, I guess. So we'll probably rendezvous with the stage underneath this one, and when we get close we'll ditch that stage and do the final rendezvous with just a spark engine. Probably don't need too much there, or maybe interior. Oops, I think the interior is too big. We don't need massive you know, massive thrust here. But now we got 0 delta V, and that's because probably it's just a liquid fuel stage. So that is wrong. Now if we do this, we'll have the delta V, because this is mixed fuel. So, and of course we're interested in mixed fuel, because this is gonna fuel the landers and other vehicles going to the station, or already at the station. So let's see. Well, we might send a couple of these instead. So let's keep it simple. So now we got the RCS, we got the liquid and standard fuel. We're gonna need some solar panels just for the trip out. So just basic ones. A couple for those. And a antennae. The antenna, just one of those will be just fine. Whoops. There we go. Like so. Alright, that's the first stage. I think I gotta pause here and get back when I'm a little further into construction here, because this is getting boring. Okay, so now fast forward. This is the final rocket. Let's just go through first stage, the KS-25 engine, some double fuel tanks here, and a adapter. Then staging to the second stage, T800 with the let's see, the Charrier engine, and then of course the module itself. So very basic. This is just for the fuel transfer to the station. So I hope I've set everything in the right order here, as usual, and to be absolutely correct, engine first, then release. So let's see how this works. So hoping for a good launch here, and that the first stage will take it out of the atmosphere is my main goal. So we're gonna do the lazy usual thing and use the Mac chip help for launch, if I can just find it. Should be here. Of course, the ascent guidance. Gotta do everything here, and the auto turn 90 degrees. Auto stage. I'll do the staging myself. Autopilot is on, and the ignition lift off. And we'll have a good rapid ascent. Not used to these very quick launches, actually. I've been shooting up some pretty heavy stuff lately. Let it max Q a little bit. Whoops. Let's see how it pushes through max Q here with the minimal thrusts. Yep, there we go. Back on. A bit wobbly here. There's something is wobbly. That's auto strutted. Let's see. I'll just auto strut everything. Let's see if it looks better now. So here we go. You usually get drops in frame rate on ascent for some reason, but it gets better once we're up in orbit. But looking good so far, and passing 50% of the fuel on the first stage here. Let's aim the camera this way. View ascent. Oh. Never mind that. Okay. Pushing through. Let's see, we got a little more fuel. I just want things to be in good conditions for the Terrier to push us out. And let's see if we got that speed. Not so sure. Here we go, and cut off on that stage. Right there. Ha! Well, I do want to aim the camera at. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we lost the camera there for a bit, but well, it looks like we made it up. I was not too smart aiming the camera on the stage we were dropping, so the camera kept on following that stage. So we actually lost our main rocket, but here we are again. We are well out of the atmosphere and things are looking pretty good. Look at that delta V. We're got 4,700 delta V. I really don't understand the change of delta V here as we went through the first part of the ascent, but I'm all happy that it goes up. So, burning through here until we have decirculation. Now, this is a problem because, well, maybe not, because the Terrier is very weak in the thrust form. So, let's see how long this will take us. Let's say 1 minute 42 seconds remaining of the burn. Well, probably just work out just fine as long as we keep pushing that apoapsis in front of us. We should be fine. But yeah, it is coming closer. 120 left of the burn. My feeling is, why I don't think as we pass the apoapsis we won't be able to push the periapsis up to orbit, but let's see. It does keep growing, but maybe it'll not be perfectly circularized when it's finished. Let's see. Keeps burning. Got it programmed another 40 seconds mark. Well, the trajectory is still going up. Probably be good. We are dropping now, but as long as we don't get in close to the atmospheric interface, then it's not a problem. It'll keep burning. So here we go. Coming out of any terminal trajectory. So here we are. Periapsis 99,000. Okay. So it's got to do the circularization burn. Now turning to that point in space, passing over some large city on the beautiful peninsula of something. So I think I'm ready to deploy the, is that some kind of shadow down there? Yep, probably. So deploying the fairings. There we go. And it's up and running, and it's, oh gosh, yeah, well, gotta go back to the drawing board, since I forgot to put some RCS thrusters on this baby. Can't dock without the RCS. So I'm gonna pause and relaunch, fix the RCS and relaunch. But you don't have to see that. Okay, up here on the second attempt now with the RCS thrusters assembled. So, looking at coming up on the staging. So I thought we might as well just record this again, since the staging was kind of thwarted due to my misaligned cameras. So here we go. Engine cutoff, staging, and ignition. Got some lousy frame rates here, but for some reason it's lousy when looking down. See, when I look up, it's perfectly tolerable, but when looking down towards Kerbal, you know, during ascent, for some reason it becomes very low in the frames, but there we go. That's it. Drifting out of the upper atmosphere. Now coasting towards the circulation burn. And since this worked the first time, we know it's gonna work. I really enjoy the reflections there on the interior insulation. Got some nice reflections from the ocean below. So we're on the proper alignment for the circulation burn, coming up in 1 minute 30 seconds mark, speeding up a bit. And of course the burn starts half the time into the full burn time, which is 2 minutes 24 seconds. It's going to burn through the burn time, the assessed burn time ignition. So, looks good. Now we can focus the camera. On the engine. I like to sometimes point the camera in, but it doesn't really work for this one. So we got this kind of ascenty camera view, but doesn't really work for this. Anyways. Coming up through halfway through the burn. So I'm going to pause the remaining part of the burn and get back to you on Eco. So reached orbit once again. Let's deploy the fairings. Okay, up and running. Everything looks good. Just checking the decoupling structure there. Okay, let's plan our little trip to the moon. So we're gonna do it manually. The only one of the few things I do manually still is planning the trajectory to the moon. It's the standard thing I learned many years ago. Okay, looks decent. Then of course the burn I do not do myself. Let MacJeb do the job. So turning the craft to the correct orientation in space before the 21-minute ride to the burn around the planet. Okay, coming up on the warp, the speed warp. Checking the consumables, the electric charge is okay, 204. It's not facing the sun too very much right now for charging, but it's okay. We lose a little power here, and then we'll of course lose it fully when we go into the shadow. As well, not if we don't move the craft by the reaction wheels, but now it's gonna take just a minor correction. Then another speed up. Let's put out the light there in the docking port. A little front light. Could have, of course, mounted some kind of spotlight on the front there for docking. Usually do that, but well, not this time. So, coming up on the Trans-Mun injection burn. It's a 1 minute 43 minute burn. It's kind of neat with these smaller rockets and less powerful engines that the burn times are a little more realistic. So, pushing our way from the clutch of Kerbal. Let's see the trajectory now building up. Okey-doke, let's see. Not too eventful, this mission, of course. Standard ops. I want to move this has been... I think I did move this. So for some reason it has reset. To save this. Edit the 2 seconds. There's no save button. Okey-doke. So another 25 seconds. We're coasting, and we're gonna have some fuel left for the capture burn when we reach the moon. Nice mountains, the sunrise of Kerbal. And main engine cutoff established. So let's just point the ship a little more sideways towards the sun to get some of that sunlight into our sideways a bit. And it's pretty neat, the speed here in the beginning. Quite quickly the planet will fade away, of course slowing down as we go. It's pretty nice when you watch videos like Lunar Module 5, great videos covering the Apollo program, and they use, I think it's the orbiter simulator he uses for his visuals, but it's pretty neat to see the rate in which the Earth falls away right after the TLI for the first, at least the first 30 minutes. It's quite stunning how quick it goes. Out about but for about the first hour there until the docking, transposition and docking, and then it's slowing down a bit, and it's not as in your face, but there now we reached some magic altitude, about 160 K, and then the frame rate goes up. I got to ask some questions at the on Reddit or something, why that is. Is it scatter, or because I run KSP on, I have tried to run it on Mac Studio. I mean, Mac is not in any way shaped to run games, but it runs KSP fair, but not super duper good, but still you can run it. But I actually think my 10-year-old PC still runs it a little better, except for this low Kerbal operations. That there's something hicking up the performance there. And another difference on the Mac is when you get especially close to the Mun, it's very strange that it becomes blurry. As long as you don't move the camera. If you move the camera, and then it becomes sharp. Now I'm talking close, low Mun, Mun, close to the Mun, like a low Mun orbit. So whenever you let the camera be still, the surface of the Mun becomes slightly blurry. And then if you move the camera, as long as you move it ever so slightly, it becomes sharp. Some kind of Mac architecture thing going on there, I don't know what. So already we can see the planet drifting away, and we're now going to speed up a bit, getting close to the Mun. So I'm going to speed up visually here for starts. Beautiful, fully lit. Great trajectory. They very Africa-looking continent here. Meeting with some kind of twisted, like Asia, I don't know, elongated India / huge, I don't know, Southeast Asia looking. Anyway, let's speed it up a little further. Goodbye, Kerbal. So look at the consumables, everything looking good. So now we are just an hour, 20 minutes into the flight. It goes a little quicker than on Earth. but it is quite smaller, quite a bit smaller than Earth. Okay, let's see. Oh, closing in on the switching of the influence. So let's speed it up a little further. Now going into the Mun influence, gravity, and there's the switch. So about the pedigree, I'm gonna add the capture maneuver, retrograde, burn into orbit. So we got 6:35 left on the stage. We'll just do it like this. Execute. So let's see. It should be speeding up. Yep, here we go. Go on. Can go a little faster. It's okay by me. Okay, let's see. Okay, now realigning towards the for the correct thrust vector. Here we go. Far away out now. There's the sun, or forgot the proper name. Bull? Here we go. Okay, now when speeding up, there's the same effect that's on the Mac, but on the Mac it's in real time as well, especially visible when you're close. It's swooshing by. So here we go, capturing burn. Okay, so we're going to directly set it up for put the SAS back on and turn it a little more towards the sun again. Something like that. So, so let's have a look here. Now we're going to find the station, set as target. And of course I'm going to do the cheating as usual. I've always had the my standard has always been to learn to do everything manually and do it a couple of times, then it's okay to use the autopilots. Because I don't really find it too entertaining to do everything manually. I always do the docking manually, for example, because I still enjoy that. So, rendezvous, autopilot, engage, matching planes, next burn, 57.5 meters per second, delta V, and that's going to occur on this side. We're going to match the planes to the orbiting plane of the station. Of course, the first thing you want to make sure is to have the same orbiting direction, of course, when you go for the rendezvous. On the second part of it is matching the planes. So here we go. See, now it's moved. Alright, it's in the map view, of course. Yep, that's a good burn there. So I should actually move these so that they don't it's realigning for the next burn. It's going to be a 48.7 meters per second burn to circularize the orbit before doing this second burn, or the third correction, and that'll be for the capturing burn. Now we're going to do facing after this circularization. Here we go, circularizing the orbit. So we have now two perfectly planar aligned and circular orbits in the same direction. Now we're going to do the facing. There's different ways of doing the rendezvous. We do the facing version, which is by doing, since we are not as pressed on consumables as a real world spacecraft, but so we got all the time in the world to do facing orbits. So here we're gonna, actually we didn't have to do a full facing orbit. Sometimes you have to do like 8 full orbits until you're in the correct phase to make a single burn to get into the rendezvous. Now, since the station is a lot closer, it has a faster orbital period, and so it'll be spinning probably 1 lap for us to get in there. So let's see. So now the burn is complete, realigning for the last and final burn, and that's to match the orbits while we're in there. So let's see, and that should also occur when we're close to the target. So we got 176 left on our stage, and we got 87.5 meters per second burn. So it's pretty good. Yeah, see, 1 lap, and we're close. So lining up with the target and also matching our orbits. So we match our speeds, and now it's good to switch here so that we can see the target. And here is the somewhat dangerously close approach. And we're good with this. We're gonna ditch the stage at this point as well. I'm gonna kill the autopilot now. Don't need any more burns of it. I can let it rotate to the proper alignment. So that's good operations. Now, I don't really know why I can't. There's some, whoops, SAS is on, stabilize. For some reason I can't highlight the target. Anyways, there's some key command I forgot to get the text highlight on the target. So anyways, let's save here. And here we are in semi-high Munar orbit. We're gonna do the gonna decouple. There we go. Switch the vessel. There we are. Now we have 2,300 meters per second delta V, but of course we're not going to use that. We're just going to use the RCS for the docking. So okie doke. And now I'm going to set the targets when we get a little bit closer. So closing in at 0.6 meters per second, we can of course push that up a little bit. Now I don't want to waste too much monopropellant here. We've got 240 in the tanks, and of course most of that is to be kept in the vehicle, as this is that's the transport. Okay, but here's a hatch that we can use for target. Set as target. And now it should be active in our docking view. So 1 meters per second. And we got plenty of sunlight left for the docking maneuver. Gotta do it. But I think this is a good spot to put it. So we're pretty close. I'm gonna kill the target velocity, and then switch the RCS off to save on that fuel and turn it with the reaction wheel into the proper alignment. So here we go. 0.2, 0.1. Well, fair enough. RCS off. Let's realign. Put the orange marker in the middle. That means it's perfectly aligned with the alignment of the docking port, target docking port. Now, of course, we also have to move the spacecraft into the right position. So we're gonna, since it's marked as a retrograde, the yellow marker is retrograde. It means that we're moving away from the target, so we can give a little forward push there. That means we are now moving closely towards the target. Now we're going to use the other RCS controls to move these green bars into the middle by adjusting the yellow. That's our vector. And as it gets into the middle, we put it in the middle, and then we're straight on target and straight on the correct vector, vertically and horizontally. And of course, then it's also the roll aspect. You can roll it in the right position if you need to, like this, but I just usually put the roll marker on one of the 90 degrees markers. Means probably it's probably pretty accurate. And now we're actually in no movement at all, 0.0 meters per second. We're just floating here, but we're pretty much aligned. So I got a little forward velocity here, 0.1. So closing in. I'm going to adjust the vector here a little bit. And the green lines always goes away from the yellow radical, or the yellow marker. So if you want to push, you need to push the green lines into position. Looking good. Pretty much. Closing in. 1.7 meters. Nope. Got some negative velocity there. I put the brakes on a little too much there. Almost there. Nearly less than 0.1 meters per second, so very nice, close, nice and slow. Here we go. And there we go, hard docked. For some reason the camera always jumps back several hundred meters. So there we are, the fuel stage has been delivered to this station, ready to refuel these vessels, these vehicles, these spacecraft. So let's do that. So should fuel 1.5, almost one full. But even more so, the RCS is needed for the other things. But we're gonna probably send another one of these. Once this is depleted, just gonna crash it into the Mun. So that's it for today's episode. A successful mission to the Mun Station. Adios.